Now, Storm Watch 12 weather with meteorologist Josh Culbreath.
Welcome back to the special edition of News Watch 12, and we are just seeing some light showers for the time being, mainly in Jackson County. Also, we're seeing just a few showers that are over on the east side right now. Definitely not the coverage that we saw a little bit earlier this morning. For tonight, we should get a little bit of a break in the action, especially down in Siskiyou County over on the east side. Maybe some showers will hold on over on the west side, but I think the weather doesn't become super active until we go into the early morning hours of Mother's Day. And that's actually why we have this winter weather advisory, several of them, I should say, in place for the Cascades and Siskiyous for the west side and elevations above 2,000 feet. These run generally from the very early morning hours of Sunday to 11 a.m. on Sunday for the west side. And then for the Cascades and Siskiyous, this runs until 11 p.m. So let's time it all out with Stormcast. You can see that lull in the action as we get to midnight, but here comes the next storm system, and this is a pretty potent one. Some very heavy rain, and that will eventually translate to some very heavy snow in those elevations, again, mainly above 2,000 feet. And so this is 8:30 in the morning for your Mother's Day. So if you plan on going to Sunday service in the morning, yeah, it's going to be a pretty tricky commute out there. And then into lunchtime, again, if you have any outdoor plans, just go ahead and bring them inside because it's just going to be an absolute mess. And we'll continue to have more heavy bursts of rain and snow rotating through the area throughout the day, and even more showers will carry over into Monday. We're getting a lot of good precipitation from all of this, especially up in the coast and coastal mountains, then for some of the inland mountains as well. But even our inland valleys are getting some pretty beneficial rain, and this carries over the trend of what has thus far been a very good start to the month of May. Snow levels tomorrow will bounce around anywhere between 2,500 feet to 3,000 feet, so it's mainly going to be the Shasta Valley, then the east side, and points upward that we'll see that wintry mix. But it's going to get very interesting early on Monday morning. Snow levels go way down to around 1,500 feet, so we could see a brief transition into snow for Medford, Phoenix, Jacksonville, but those snow levels will quickly raise up to 3,500 feet. We're not expecting any big time accumulations for some of those lower elevations within the Rogue Valley, but for some of the other elevations, obviously it's going to be a different story. We'll see a couple inches of snow falling over on the east side. The biggest totals will continue to be up in the Cascades and Siskiyous, where we could see anywhere between 6 to 8 inches of snow, and even for some of these lower west side passes, we could see a couple inches of snow as well. So for your Mother's Day, it's not going to be very fun outside at all tomorrow. And this is worth mentioning. We could see a few rumbles of thunder in our west side valleys and along the coast. But again, it's mainly just going to be that rain and snow mixture down in Siskiyou County. And then it's primarily just going to be snow tomorrow over on the east side, then in the Cascades. So taking things hour by hour for Mother's Day, here's your planner. And again, like I've already said, you want to be inside for most of Mother's Day. It does look like we start to get a bit of a lull in the action for Tuesday and Wednesday, but here comes even more wet weather for the end of next week. Here's your 7-day forecast along the coast. We will see plenty of rain over the next 7 days, although it does look like maybe we begin to dry out towards the end of next week. And then for Siskiyou County, also, we're going to see some wet weather for the short term, also maybe some wintry weather as well, as the snow levels are going to get very low throughout the course of tomorrow. For the east side, we're thinking maybe a couple inches of snow in Oregon 140, US 97, US 395. Looks like we do dry out a little bit into the middle of next week. And then the mountains are going to get a lot of beneficial snow. The snowpack is going to be added onto. Of course, the snowpack late in the season is so crucial when it comes to delaying fire season. So we're going to see more progress in that regard. And then for the Rogue Valley, maybe some rumbles of thunder tomorrow, a very wet day, a very wet Monday. Then things begin to wane just a little bit as we go into next week.
Yeah, that rain definitely seems like it's very necessary as we continue to deal with this drought. But for Mother's Day, maybe not going to be the great setting to go outside.
No, but I don't know, just instant gratification would be that we'd have a nice Mother's Day, but delayed gratification is this will pay dividends in June, July, and August.
Very true. Thank you, Josh.
Of course.